start in all fours. Take a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale to cow, dropping the belly, taking gaze up, and exhale to cat, round the spine, carve out the belly. And just move with your breath, inhaling to cow and exhaling to cat. It's a great way to loosen up the spine. A great way to wake up if you're taking a morning run. Next, bring knees to touch and then reach one leg back, bend the knee, and grab the foot with the opposite arm. Start to wake up your balance a little bit and get a great quad stretch. And then take the other side, reaching leg back and then bending the knee, grabbing that foot with the opposite arm. And keep the core zipped up so you can keep a nice stable back. From here, curl the toes under, knees stay to touch, and walk hands back until you're sitting onto the heels. Sweep arms behind, taking reverse prayer, hands to touch, or you can grab opposite wrists or elbows. Great way to open up the chest. Get more lung capacity for your run. And then wiggle out the toes, wiggle out the ankles. And then take knees apart, big toes to touch, find wide knee child's pose. This is a great way to open the hips before or after a run. And then from here, come back to your all fours. Curl toes under and find your way to downward facing dog. From here, pedal the feet, bend the knees, wiggle the hips. Whatever feels good to loosen up. If you only have time for one stretch before a run, take downward dog because you can get a stretch all over the body. So from here, inhale one leg up to the sky, bend the knee, look under the shoulder to open the hip. And then bring that foot through for crescent lunge, a high runner's lunge. Reach arms behind, interlace fingers, another way to open the chest. And then take the same on the other side. First, opening the hip, looking under the shoulder. And then taking that foot forward for crescent lunge or a high runner's lunge again. Take hands behind once more and open the chest. Get better posture for your run or after your run. And then come back to down dog. And if this is uncomfortable, you can always bend the knees a little bit in your down dog. From here, release knees to the mat. And then separate the feet so you can sit the hips right in between the ankles. Find a really good quad stretch here. So you can come to the wrists, you can come down to the elbows if it's comfortable. You can even come all the way down onto your back. And then reach arms overhead and grab opposite elbows. So take whatever degree of this pose is most comfortable. And if this is really hard on the knees, you can sit on a little bit of height and not come back as far, or you can take one leg at a time. So when you come back up, try to come back up nice and even. And then come back to your all fours, curl toes under, knees to touch, and then bring the hips back toward the heels again. Just rock forward and back. This is a great stretch for the Achilles and for the calves. Any of these stretches are great before or after a run, but this feels really great after a run when those areas are super tight. And then from here, wiggle out the toes, the feet, the ankles again. And then when you're ready, come back to down dog. Do as many down dogs as you have time for. And next, inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, walk the feet forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. And inhale, come up to stand. If you have time, you can always take a full sun salutation. You can check out my videos on sun salutation A and B. Great ways to warm up for a run. And from here, I'll just show you one great after run pose, legs up the wall pose. So if you only have time for one pose after a run, this would be my recommendation. It's a great way to drain the ankles, drain the knees, drain the hips, release